He may not be any Bart Hendricks that we signed 20 years ago, but Jake Constantine is in. Which I didn't like you then because you were playing and I had to watch you the whole time. I'm over that a little bit by now, so thanks for being here. All right, just reminded me on that. All right, so Alexander Madison, running back, a guy that we've actually been on for quite some time, and probably a guy that's been a little bit of a silent commit. And we had a running back leave, and so it was a little easier to make that transition to get him into that running back role. But here was a guy that we were trying to figure out he was going to be on our team somehow, some way. 4.0 plus guy, wrestler. This last weekend he wrestled. Well, he showed up. He was supposed to wrestle. The guy who was supposed to wrestle didn't want to wrestle, so he ended up winning. But was at a wrestling match and then went and played in an all-star football game right after that. And you just don't see that very often where guys are still truly, playing two sports or just jumping into the next one. And we think it's a guy at that position who's got great size. He was about around 200 pounds right now, but he is wrestling, so he's going to be a 210 type back, bigger back, great vision, physical runner, got great speed. And really just a great understanding for the game. So very excited about him, and a wonderful person, great family. Emmanuel Fulgham, D lineman, and here's a guy that big man. That's going to be an inside type guy that we really had to battle on. Quite a few people, coming in and talking with him, and obviously trying to sort his situation out. And I think, one of the best things, we got a chance to go home visit, and I remember walking up to his house, and his dad was sitting on the porch and had his shoes off there from just a kind of a hard day of work. And we had been grinding a little bit too, and went and sat down next to him, took my shoes off, and we had about a good 20-minute just conversation sitting out there in front of his house, just looking at the sun. And I think really had a good bonding moment right there with their family, and that was important. Emmanuel was a guy that knew we wanted to be at Boise State, but I really think that family connection Coach Caldwell had with him, that I got an opportunity to sit down with the family, really made the difference in getting him here. Chase Atada, been committed a long time, really good player. And Rockland High School, we've had a few guys come out of there. Jimmy Lockray back in the day at quarterback, Holden Huff from Rockland High School. I know I'm missing one more in there. Chase Baker from Rockland. So we've had a connection there. And Chase, his dad actually ran track here, and so there's that connection. And Boise State has always been on his radar. It has been a place that if there was an opportunity, this is where he wanted to be. Developed himself, I thought, this year to be even more of a powerful D-line as an inside guy, and just getting better. Got great hands, great feet, but just a great kid. Never wavered, has been one of the strongest when it comes to just promoting our program, social media, all that, to all the other guys that are thinking about Boise State, and has really helped us in recruiting. The last one here, so Jake Constantine. You always have a plan, and Jake is a guy that, we had a quarterback committed to us since April. We had a guy for quite some time who was a little bit out of our recruiting area, knew that you talk to some of these guys, they have dream schools. You know that when you go into it, hey, what's a dream school? And he got a chance to get offered by his dream school, and his dad had played there, and so we knew that'd be very tough if that happened. And so, Coach Drinkwitz, myself, and Coach Tharp really did a great job of making sure we had, some other guys that we were constantly talking to. And Jake's a guy that went 15-1 as a starter, beat a lot of really good teams, beat a lot of really good quarterbacks in his league, is a guy that didn't have any offers, and if somebody sat there when I watched the tape and told me this guy had offers from all these schools, I'd believe it. And that's one of the things in recruiting, especially at that quarterback position. If you don't have a bunch of junior tape, it can be difficult. So when you start getting recruited as a senior quarterback, a lot of guys kind of have their guys at that point, and you got some really good seniors that actually develop as seniors like they should, and he's one of them. And you know, when we were talking to him, this is a place that he came to one of our camps. He loved it. He loved being around our staff. He loves the offense. He loves, you know, the quarterbacks that have played here. He knows the history of those type of guys. And when we pulled the trigger, it was an instant I'm in. No doubt about it, no hesitation. And what's funny is once that happens, you know, the floodgates open and everybody's ready to now make a decision and offer a guy that has been validated from somebody else. And our big thing in recruiting, our eyes, our ears. You know, we try not to get caught up too much. You know, the stars and those things, they mean something, but we know our needs and we know what we're looking for that fits our program and what fits our style. And Jake is exactly that. And he's got a chip on his shoulder, like the size of all these 4 helmets together, to come in here and prove something. And is really just excited to keep studying with his high school coach. He's got a great offensive coordinator at his high school that is very sharp, understands ball, that's going to keep developing him until he gets here, and then he's going to come here and be ready to compete. So I really feel like, you know, with our quarterback, we got a really good one that, in my mind, surprised a lot of people for whatever reason. Kind of got pushed to the side because a lot of guys in his league had a lot more attention, and he won all those games that he played in. And to me, that's the production part of it is what you're looking for. So that's what we're